Mars, lover of all things iconic.
And it's Shy, and welcome to the
Creative Creative.
Yeah, so the Creative Creative is where we get into the shit, oopsies, where we kick the shit about all things creative, getting into the process about how you, me, all of us, how we make our imaginations and our dreams come to life.
Yes, welcome back. If you're
Welcome.
new here, welcome. And if you're coming back, thanks for continuing to come back and listen because this has been an excellent journey and we are really excited about the reactions and the responses we're getting to the
Yes.
episode. Some people are going back listen to the first episode and we're just, I don't know, I'm filled with joy with what the podcast is doing in the space that it's taking up in the creative space. So thanks for all of the support. But Shy, it's been I don't know what, 2 weeks since you've been on the pod, right?
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
Yeah, so let's catch up. What's been going on with you? Like, where's your headspace at? Creatively.
I am in a very open, very flow state of creativity. Things are just aligning perfectly. And I'm just filled with gratitude for that because it is literally a dream come true.
We love gratitude.
Yes, okay, we gotta live in it for real. I'm feeling good though. I'm feeling really good. There's just like a lot of positivity surrounding me and within me that I'm forever grateful for. I was in
Absolutely.
a bit of like a questioning sort of like creative space not too long ago where I was kind of feeling like what's my next move? What's inspiring me? What direction do I want to go in? And that was answered, received, and delivered, so on and so forth. So we will talk about that in our dream gig. But other than
Yes.
that, I've just really just been just listening and sitting back. Obviously while, being active and working, but, just sitting back and
Yeah.
letting life. And I've really been enjoying what life has been doing. So you've been killing it the past 2 weeks. I really, really enjoyed the episode on the Galliano film.
Oh, thank
However,
you. That was such a
I
fun episode to do.
well, because I haven't seen the film yet, I had to stop listening because I was like,
Oh,
oh shit.
right. I
I
did
was like,
give the
wait a minute,
girls,
wait a
I
minute.
gave the girls a spoiler alert. Like,
Hold on, hold
right. Go ahead and exit out of here because we have to get all the way into it.
on.
But that was such a fun episode to do. Love Cherise, love her perspective because it's nice to get perspectives of like, she's uh, a UKer.
Hmm.
And we're American, so we have like different perspective on things, but it was also nice to see that we're also very aligned in a lot of the things that we saw in the documentary. Um,
Yeah,
so it was just great. And now I kind of want to see it again. Like I want to see it again. And they need to put it on stream, and I don't know what they're waiting on.
I know. I know. I was gonna do a little illegal watching, and then I never got
As you
around to
should.
it. Never
As you
got
should.
around
Because
to
what are
it.
they
But
waiting on?
oh no, I need to. I want to see it. But yeah, nah. I really enjoyed the episode, and I really like her perspectives and what she brought to the table. She was a great guest. So shout out to Cherie.
Yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
Cherise Kenyon. Make sure you're following her. Listen to her podcast, the Beauty Me podcast. As far as
How
how I've been
about you?
feeling,
What's up?
oh, I've been feeling very aligned creatively because
Yes.
my timing has just been really, really good,
Hmm.
and it feels weird at first, but after you get over the initial like, wow, my timing was great, you just kind of feel like you're like going in the right direction. An example I can give is that I saw one of my mutuals, Milton, shout out to Milton, he had tweeted because Rihanna had left Giorgio Baldi and she had on like this silk overcoat, like she just looked bomb, had on her oversized Balenciaga jeans, what Rihanna was eating, how she did.
Right. Right.
So he was like, is Rihanna keeping Giorgio Baldi in business? Like, what is she eating there? And I got to thinking because I have always wanted to know that because she's been going there for years. Like, there's so many
Yeah.
pictures of Rihanna leaving Giorgio Baldi and like these fly ass outfits. So I was like, child, let me get the researcher to see where her order is. So I ended up making a video about her order and it ended up like it went like kind of viral on TikTok, and then it like got a kind of viral on Instagram. And then the very next day, her interview article came out, and she had her Giorgio body order in the interview.
Wow.
And I was like, my timing is just crazy. So then I was able to like follow up about the video and be like, well, actually, y'all, this is from Rihanna's mouth. This is her Giorgio body order. And I wasn't like far off. I was a little off, but not far off. But it was just like, it was just the timing for me. Like to know
Yeah.
that where I am creatively, like when I have these ideas and they come to my head, to just push them out and stop like waiting and thinking things have to be perfect and doing
Yes.
it, like just put the shit out. So even with Roberto Cavalli dying, like Aaliyah has been on my spirit really heavy lately. And when
Mm.
I think of Roberto Cavalli, Aaliyah is the first person that I think of because she was like the ultimate Roberto Cavalli muse before she passed. Even that was just kind of like, wow, like she's been on my spirit and Roberto Cavalli passes. So now I've been like in this
Mm.
deep hole of like looking at all of the looks that Rihanna not Rihanna, Aaliyah wore with Roberto Cavalli. Everything has just been connecting to everything else. And so I've been really, really aligned lately. So creatively,
Yeah.
I'm really, really loving that. And I'm gonna try to ride that wave as much as I can.
Yes, absolutely. I feel that too. The alignment is aligning, and it's just a beautiful it's a beautiful thing. I feel like even with spring, finally like showing her face, things are just sprouting and
Finally.
blooming, and like the rain is really bringing about some beautiful harvest, and I'm grateful for that. I really am. and,
Absolutely.
and I agree with you on that, like things kind of just being like, oh, like all I gotta do is ride the wave or set this thing free, and
Yeah.
it'll show me exactly what it's supposed to show me. And dreams are definitely happening and coming true. So, I mean, I think we should get into, our favorite segment, which is Dream Gig.
Yes. We'll be getting into Dream Gig right after this short break. Okay, and we're back. We're going to get into our favorite segment of the week, Dream Gig. And Dream Gig is where we manifest some of our biggest dreams in the creative industries. It can literally be anything. If you want to collaborate with Little Debbie on some cakes, if you want to collaborate or build your own sneaker line, like it can literally be anything. So, Shy, what is your dream gig this week?
This week's Dream Gig is a dream come true.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So, I have had, obviously, for my creative visionaries out there, my 360 creatives out there, just being multifaceted, you have your dreams kind of sprouted in every avenue. And so one of
Right.
my dreams is to do some interior designing, or kind of like, like that, like just in that realm, and
Yes.
an opportunity. Were
And
you going
I
to say
don't
something?
know if y'all don't follow Shy on Instagram at Why So Shy 555. Is that right?
Yes. Why so shy? 555.
He often posts just random things in his stories. They all kind of connect, but he really has an eye for interior design, like a huge eye for interior design. But I just wanted to give people that background. But
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, this opportunity literally fell into my lap, where I am the interior designer for a restaurant slash cafe.
Congratulations.
Thank
That
you.
is amazing. Tell us
So,
more. Tell us more.
yeah, let's get into it. So this project is really fun. It's a catering business, but they run it like a cafe during the day. They also rent it out for special events, in the evening, or whatever hours, and
Uh-huh.
it's by the water. And so it's a historic building.
So it has like
I
that structure.
It does. It
Yes, I
does.
love that.
And so it's funny because I didn't really know how to approach this project, because I've never really done any, interior designing, but I approached it like I would like a treatment for styling or anything like that. And it literally just flowed to me. And so the client wanted this very bohemian sort of like feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that along with, like, other keywords that she threw out, or images that she may have sent me, and I just elevated it, and I came up with this really, really cool sort of like bohemian, what I want to call it. It's like this escape to this sort of like forest area.
I love that. Like
It's
like
it
enchanted almost.
yes,
Okay.
it's just a really, really yeah.
I
It
love
did.
that because
Yeah,
when people like hear bohemian, the nature part of it kind of gets lost in translation. So I like that you're making
it
that like the
does.
forefront of what bohemian means because that's literally where it comes from.
Yes, and I literally wanted to get into that because oftentimes they go for like the no, like more of the stereotypical, sort of look that you may see on Pinterest or Etsy or
Hmm.
something like that. But like you said, I
Yeah.
really wanted to tap into the nature. I really wanted to tap into the elements, and the use of elements within the space was also very important to me, only because this is your business. You might not see its full potential, but I saw the vision. I see the opportunity to really use the natural lighting and to, showcase the elements around being the water and just,
Uh-huh.
all of that, all of those bells and whistles. So it's a space that and then with the word cafe, sort of, her really wanting to use it as a functional cafe as well. The thing I love about cafes is that they offer an opportunity of this sort of whim that you might not be able to have in like a more serious restaurant or a serious setting. So
Hmm.
cafes can kind of get away with that, mix of like maybe like a bit of maximalist in this corner and then kind of like switch the vibe for this wall and do something different in this
Yes.
area. So we're really creating a scene. And for me, I'm all about that. I'm all about the drama and telling a story and, really having there is a word that starts with a T, y'all, that is not coming out of my
A
mouth right
T, a
now.
T, a
It's not
T.
transitional, but it's transform. Is it transformative? Maybe it's transformative.
Like when the
Uh,
person steps in the space, you want them to like be part of the space.
is it transcendence? Transcend.
It's trans something.
There you go.
Y'all
So
figure it
yeah.
out.
So yeah, I wanted to. I have it all written down somewhere, but I wanted it all to feel very much like that. And so with this treatment that I did, I honestly, y'all, I gagged myself. I was like, wait a minute, hold up,
I love
wait.
that. For the girls that don't know, can you let us know what a treatment is? And like just what that
Yes.
process is like.
Absolutely. So a treatment is an organized what is the word, y'all? Me and words today are just we're not having it. It's like an organized presentation of your ideas for the project. And so you really go through the details. If you were to make a treatment for a music video, you might have in there your styling, you might have in there
Mm-hmm.
your time stamps for what certain shots will look like, maybe what, frames will be, included and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And so for this project, the treatment looks like, I'm breaking it down from color palette to lighting and fixtures to, styling and decor to
Okay.
the wall paint and wallpaper to furniture and so on and so forth. So I really break it down into sections. We including all the details for each section and what that looks like, what it can look like, and you want to give your client options. You want to,
Yeah.
you really want to sell it to them. And so I have in there a few different directions that we can go so they feel like they have choices, but it's still within your creativity as opposed to like them taking over the project because they hired you.
Right.
So
Right.
I providing her with a lot of options, but still options that I feel strongly about. But then the one thing that I also like about treatments too is that it's an opportunity for you and the client to really mesh your ideas and vision together,
Uh-huh.
and then you leave that and you kind of create like your final treatment, and then you move forward with that. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like mood board for interior decorating.
Ex- there you go.
Yes.
And
Okay.
simpler terms, mood board for interior decorating. Exactly.
Yes, we love that. Well, congratulations on that gig, and
Thank you.
please keep us posted on the process as you like go through the ins and outs of because this is your first interior decorating gig, right?
My first one.
Right. So you're gonna be learning a lot. So keep us posted on how everything is going,
Okay.
because this is a dream gig turned into a reality,
It
which that's what
is.
we want. We're manifesting these things. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
How about you? What you
So
dream gigging?
my dream gig this week, I'm back on JT, y'all. I've been like listening to her music a lot more. I've been just getting back into my bag of just like learning who she is, but not without knowing her. Which so I'm looking at her social media, I'm looking at what she tweets, I'm looking at how she talks, I'm just looking at how I can learn so many things about her in order to like create a bit of comfortable space and wanting to create with her and join her team. So my dream gig is, I'm just gonna repeat it again, is to be on JT's creative team. And that doesn't just mean styling, but I want styling to be a part of it, but I also want to like build her stages, her sets. I also want to design her merch and tour posters and just so many things that she need creative work on. I want to be able to give voice and credence to whatever she kind of needs and kind of like mold her eye because she has ideas and she has things that she wants to do. And I want to be able to assist her in that. So I'm back on the JT gig as being my dream gig again. I mean, it never left, but it just comes to my mind and it's really on my mind heavy right now. That's my dream gig this week. I know it's a repeat, y'all. Don't kill me, but
Oh, that's okay.
it
Can
just it is
you
what it is.
can you go look at what I just texted you?
Let me see.
Like, let's get into that for a minute. Do you see that?
I do.
That's crazy. Like that's at 3:09. That just popped up on my. So what it is, y'all? JT like just tweeted, and he was just talking about that. I'm like, what? Like that's crazy.
Listen,
Wow,
but
love it, love it,
so
love it,
I know
love it.
she is. And I know it's getting closer. She's going to be in New York for her tour at the end of the month. I have not got a ticket yet. I don't even know if I will get a ticket, but if all else fails, I definitely will be out. Oh, let's talk about this. So this is another dream get for me. I gotta quit saying because when I edit, I'll be like trying to take all the ums out. So I received an idea from an acquaintance, and he was like, why don't you do the like live on the street talks with people as part of your content, but make it fashion? And I'm gonna start doing that. And I
mm,
think my first one will either be JT show where I just kind of like stand outside and like interview the fans and see what they have on and ask them questions about JT and her career and all of those things.
mm.
And then my next one is gonna be Nikki at Barclays. And I wish
Oh,
that I would have done Nikki at MSG, but I really want to just get into my like hosting bag of live
mm.
interacting with people because my dream gig is to be a red carpet host. Like that's something that I
And you
want.
will
I
be.
want to be the John Rivers. I want
Yeah,
to be the Angeline Talley. Like those are the things that I want. But I have to have some proof that I can do these things. And I know my
yeah,
TikTok is like a lot of proof, like enough of proof. But I need to have like I need to get in the field. And I think
yeah.
that's
That
just the
interactive.
perfect way to do it and just interact with, different fan bases that I'm a part of. Like I'm a Nicki Minaj fan. I wouldn't consider myself a Barb, but I'm
Right.
a Nicki Minaj fan and I like the Barbs. Like I just think they're hilarious. They're very delusional and insane. And I just think they make good quality content. So I'm excited to interview them.
Yeah. Oh,
And I
that's
think
gonna be
I'll probably
cool.
do the same for JT too. Like it's people standing in line or going into the concert, just come over, let's talk, let's kiki and record
Yeah.
it and keep it pushing. But yeah, that's one of the things that I want to bring into fruition. So I'm kind of working on
I'm
it too.
I'm looking forward to seeing you in that space, especially like interacting with people and connecting with people, and really getting in the field. Like that's what's so funny. That has really been speaking to me, as far as it goes for dreams and manifestations and
Yeah.
connecting, like getting in the field, and really connecting on a personal level, and building those relationships and building that trust as well,
Hmm.
not just with those that are with you in the field, but with yourself. Like, okay, can I show up in this setting? Can I take this pressure? Yes, I can. Yes, I
Right.
will show up.
Right.
So I love that. I love that dream gig. I see you doing JT all day, all day, all day, all day. I see
Yes,
it.
it's on the way. I already know
It
it
is.
is on
It
the
really
way.
is. It
Um,
really is.
I just
It's
need to
gonna
be ready
happen.
for it. Need to be ready for it. When we get back from this short break, we'll be digging into all things Cowboy Carter. So see you when we get back. Okay, and we're back. And we're gonna dig into all things Cowboy Carter. This is just kind of like a freestyle thought moment. We've had Cowboy Carter for what, 2 to 3 weeks now?
Yeah.
And we just want to have a dialect about how it's making us feel. Are we enjoying it? Like, what's the tea? So let's start with, I guess, standout tracks. So if you had to pick any standout tracks, what would you say?
Mm. Okay. I am a sucker for openers. So I'm have to gonna go with American Requiem. That's gonna
Okay, good
be a
choice.
standout track for me. I love it. It's very grand and I like it as an opener. I'm also really, really, really feeling Levi's jeans. That is
Okay,
like a standout for me.
that's one of my least
Um
favorite.
really.
Hmm. Just
I'm not the biggest. I'm not even a Post Malone fan at all. But I like the. I'll get into what I really like about that because it'll tie my whole like just outlook on the album together. I like Desert Eagle.
oh, that's my
Um,
favorite out of all
I
of them.
like. It's so short, but I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just play it again.
Okay,
Um,
exactly.
and obviously that goes right into Riverdance. I'm gonna say Sweet Honey Buckin'. Those are like the ones that I'm feeling.
Okay, okay.
How about you?
So my favorite is Desert Eagle. Like I am a sucker for a bass. I
Mm.
am obsessed with Thundercat. And when I first heard it, I was like, is this Thundercat on Beyonce's album? Like that would have like gagged me so much. But it's not Thundercat. I
Hmm.
think it's Raphael Sadiq, which is also a gag.
Yeah.
Because Thundercats got his inspiration from Raphael Sadiq. Like one of his favorite he has a video on YouTube. I think it was for GQ or some little channel. He was like talking about his favorite bass lines, and one of his favorite bass lines is D'Angelo's
Uh.
Lady. And that's Raphael
Yes.
Sadiq playing the bass in that song. And so I thought it was him, but that song just it eats. And I put it on repeat too. I put it on repeat, like back to back to back to back. My other favorite would be, hmm, Blackbird is also a huge favorite of mine because it just makes me emotional for some reason. And just to know the intention of the song and how it connects to civil rights and the integration of education for Black people, integration of Black people in the education system in general in America. Like
Right.
it's kind of geared towards that. And for her to put up and coming Black country artists on the song, it just has like a bit of the intention there makes me emotional. And I'm not a huge Beatles fan, but there are some Beatles songs that I love, like I love them down. Like so this is not one of them, but just hearing her sing it kind of like it gives it a different reverence to me. So I like Blackbird. And if I'm doing top three, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Riverdance because Riverdance is fun.
Okay.
Riverdance is
Okay.
fun. It was between Riverdance and Two Hands to Heaven, but I think it's the memes that's getting me with Two Hands to Heaven. Like it's a great song, but the memes is like really elevating the song for me. But those would be
Yeah.
my top three. What do you think about just the album overall in general?
Yeah. So, okay. So this album kind of caught me in my sifting phase. And so what a sifting phase is for me is when I'm going through a lot of music. I'm sifting through a lot of music right now. I'm very open to a lot of sounds right now. And it happens often where I am introduced to, new genres, new subgenres, new
Mm-hmm.
artists, or really tapping into music from my past and so on and so forth. So this album caught me in that phase. And
Uh-huh.
so I at first, when I listened to it, okay, I was like cooking and I was like, okay, cool, cool, cool. I like it. And what I was doing, I was like, I listened to it from top to bottom. And then I added the ones that like, resonated with me. And then I went back like a couple of days later when I was working out, just listen to the ones that I added. And so what I noticed in all of that is that I was really gravitated towards the songs that I felt had a lot of just substance to them, whether it be coming from like just the details,
Mm-hmm.
the nuances, the production, the ad libs. And so I liked a lot of the songs that had that in it. And that's kind of like what did it for me. Like a lot of the songs, for instance, I was like, oh, no, okay, I won't add this one. But then, like the last 30 seconds, I'm like, oh, shit, she did a beat change or like a
Mm-hmm.
mood change, And so for instance, for Levi's jeans, right? Granted, like I'm not really, someone who listens to Post Malone. But what caught me on that song was just the little things like being a dancer. So hearing her say like I don't know the exact words, but like the feel was chop chop chop
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
like all that stuff. I'm like,
Well, she'd be like,
yeah. So
denim on, denim on,
yeah,
denim.
exactly. So I can see that, I can kind of feel that groove. So that
Mm-hmm.
really did it for me. I'm also I love the Beach Boys. So the song Yaya. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I love that. Like it reminded me a lot of Azalea Banks's Nude Beach a Go Go.
Oh,
That
that
sort
is
of
my
like
song. New Beach
listen.
a go
Oh.
go. Ah, the girls sleep on New Beach a go go.
Listen, and
They
Siobhan
sleep
is
on
looking
it.
little and content. Oh, that's my
Yeah,
that
she ate
she
that.
ate
Azalea
she
Banks
ate that.
supremacy.
No,
Yes.
absolutely. All day long. All
Yeah.
day long I will fight on that hill. I really will.
Okay.
So it's so that is really what kind of caught me, not caught me, what drew me to this album. I was telling Mars, I was like, I haven't really like come back to the album as much as I did for like Renaissance.
Mm-hmm.
But this album, when I like those songs that I did add as my favorites, I've gone back to listen to and like really like tap into it. But again, sonically, I'm just all over the place right now. It goes from samba to some frou frou to some
Yes.
okay to just like all over the place, like to some house to some like I'm all over the place sonically right now. So
Yeah.
but what I will say is that while listening to this album, it caused me to really, really think about or imagine how this is going to be presented to a live audience. And
Yeah.
so I had this idea. I was like, this would be so cool for like a intimate tour
You
where it's
are
a
reading my mind.
listen, I want to see this at rodeos throughout the South.
Yeah.
And so whether it be in Texas, whether it be in Alabama, whether it be just in Texas, like
Yeah.
you go to different rodeos, but I want it to feel very transformative. I want it to feel like you are tapped into the core of the inspiration. You're
Yeah.
tapped into it, but it's clearly Beyonce-fied. And you really like transform this rodeo space into a Beyonce concert. So
Yeah.
she might only, it might only be 500 tickets available for like the 3 shows at this
And that's
particular
what it's
rodeo
gonna
space, and
be.
that's what it's going to be. It is
Yeah.
what it is. If you get it, you get it. So I want to see that is what I want to see. The visuals, I'm excited for as well. If they
Yeah.
come, if they come, they come. If they don't, if they don't. But
Yeah.
I really want to see how this is going to be performed.
Me too. Like, especially like Yaya. I see that song live as I'm
Yeah.
listening to it. I was thinking the same thing because she did a whole lot of Chitlin circuit marketing around the album. So, and
Yes.
what my favorite thing about the album is what makes my soul jump for joy is when Black people take up space that is not usually allotted for them. And
Mm-hmm.
what she did with this album is she is reminding the entire world that Black people created. country music.
Say it
And
one more time
black
for the
people
people in the back.
created country music, and
Okay.
white people took from it and took it over and tried
Yeah.
to keep black people out of it. And y'all tried to do that to her at the 2016 CMAs when she performed the Dixie Chicks. Y'all tried to do it to Little Nas X with Old Town
Mm-hmm.
Road. Y'all do it to these new black up and coming country artists that are coming up. So for her to come in this lane, get her revenge, because it's definitely
Mm-hmm.
revenge. And this album is outperforming Renaissance. This album is number one on the country charts, and it's outperforming all of the white country artists. Like, she's
Mm-hmm.
so I would like for the tour to match that energy. So I thought I do want an intimate tour, but if you remember the Verizon Wireless commercial when
Yes.
she was on top of the Spear in Las Vegas on the horse,
Yes.
I would like her to do a residency at the Spear. I would like
Mm.
to see what she would do with the lighting and just like that space in general, because that's a very intimate space, but it's just like that's just an experience that's just like it will touch all of the senses. Like, I would like to see that. But I was on TikTok last night and I saw this one girl who was like, because Linda Martell is on the album, and they try to shut
Right.
Martell out of
They
country
did.
music. And there's a story about Linda Martell with the Grand Ole Opry, and I would like for her to go to the Grand Ole Opry and shut that bitch down. Like, do
Mm.
a residency there too. Like, go to all of these places that are racist and that are live off country culture and try to shun black people out of it and take over the space and bring black folks
Mm.
in that space, because essentially it's ours any fucking way. And
Yeah.
that's what I want to see. So I do want an intimate tour. Like, I don't want her going all over the world again. I don't want the big theatrical stuff, because I also like, what I like about the album a lot is that she took it back to like real instruments. There's not a lot of digital instruments on this album. Like, if you hear a banjo, it's real. Like, Stevie Wonder is literally playing the harmonica on Jolene. Like, these are
Yeah.
real instruments. It's just kind of like, I want that on the tour. I want to be able to, hear the drum and the harmonicas and the banjos and her scratching her nails on the microphone. Like, I just think that would go well in an intimate setting. And yes, it's Beyonce, the biggest artist in the world, and everybody won't be able to see it. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I wanted to feel, have you ever been to one of those circuses growing up that's
The Soul
at
Circus?
like not the soul circus, but like you ever been to like a circus that's been at like a not like a tent, but it's not like a huge like arena or anything like that. It's kind of at like a what are those things called?
Like a
I don't
Barnum
know.
Brothers type of circus event?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I
Like
remember
so
those as a kid. Yeah.
I wanted to kind of have that same feel where it's like you feel very involved in what's going on, very
Yeah.
close. Obviously, intimate is the word, but I wanted to feel, or I just envision it sort of feeling almost like that, where you walk away feeling like, wow, I I was a part of that experience. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like, several, feet away to where I can kind of see her from a monitor. No, I can see her. I can like maybe
Right.
see like a tear come from her face, but like her actual face,
Yeah.
or like I can see like the horse or whatever, but I wanted to feel like that. And, with obviously, with the Beyonce budget, you can really transform a space and have it feel like you are in a time capsule. I wanted to
Yeah.
feel like a time capsule, like you are in just this world that obviously is paying homage to country music and to that inspiration and the history, and but but it's present,
Yeah.
and it shows the future of it as well. And
Like, even
how
if it's intimate, like, you can offer live streaming, like live streaming,
yeah,
because it's gonna sell out regardless. So it's not
it
like, how
is.
some people want live stream because they scared the ticket's not gonna sell. No, this is Beyonce. If you can do intimate settings and just live stream it, so people can
Yeah.
watch it, and do your professional cameras like you usually do, and just live stream it. Like, I don't know, collaborate with HBO or one of these other big networks and make it to like where you can live stream these shows. And if she
Yes.
does do like the big shows. It should be like the big cities, like the New York
Mm-hmm.
Square Gardens and the LAs and, you know, the major cities where, you know, people don't mind traveling, coming to them. But I definitely would definitely agree with you in doing like the rodeo, chitlin circuit type of vibe for
That would
sure.
be so cool. That would be so
Yeah.
fun.
Hmm.
Whether like literally like at a rodeo or you kind of transform in like a Madison Square Garden or the dome, the sphere into, you know, sort of like vibe like that. Yeah, I really I want to see that. I also I would like to see those artists as well share that moment with Beyonce. So even if it's like a one night only, and like, you know, you get,
Yeah.
you know, the artists that you get the Jolene, you get Stevie Wonder on stage playing that harmonica, you know,
Yeah.
while, you know, like I would like to see her and these artists perform these songs
I
together.
agree. I
Because
definitely would like for the Tanner Adeles, the Britney Spencers, the Tia.
oh
They like yes sing the song with her, but it was not. It would be nice to see them open for the show as well.
yeah,
Because I
yeah,
when she tours this album, like don't sing nothing else but what's on this album.
right. Yeah, right,
I mean, you can
really,
intertwine, I guess, like, you know, Daddy Lessons, that makes sense to intertwine it. Or you can intertwine,
right.
like, even Sugar Mama, because that's very, like,
Yeah,
country based and rooted. You can intertwine things, but kind of like what she did with Renaissance. Like, she opened it with ballads and then she went straight. The second part was dedicated to Renaissance. But for this particular thing, like, you don't even have to sing them ballads at the beginning. Let the
right.
girls open for you and then just do this whole Chitlin Circuit Cowboy Carter experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. I also thought that this would be really cool as a you kind of play on like if you think about like Western films or just like that setting, kind of
Hmm.
like building the set to where it's like you're like some acting involved or a little more like what's the word I'm like musical kind of like vibe as well. Like I want to see I feel like she is in this space in her career where she may not feel like this. Obviously, this is just me being an outsider looking in, but like where you can do anything. You can do
Yeah.
if you sell it, the people will buy it. So
Yeah.
I want to see like something like kind of out the wazoo, like an actual like a play. I don't know. I don't know if that looks like the Cowboy Carter, or just maybe like Act Three. But I want to see something like completely like whoa,
Yeah.
just innovative and like out there on a like imaginative level.
I think that aligns with the album too, because a lot of the songs she said are like storylines from like old Western movies. So it
Mm.
would make sense for her to do like, do you remember the On the Run tour 1 and 2?
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to either one of them?
I didn't. Wait,
So
wait. I did. I did. I went to the second one
okay,
or
so
on
you
the
know,
run. That was with Jay-Z, right?
yeah, this is the tour with
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jay-Z.
Okay, yeah, yep. I went to that. I went to that.
And you know how throughout the tour, like they did a whole little movie of like little vignettes that kind of I would like
Yes.
that for like Cowboy Carter, but on like an elevated level. Yeah.
Yes.
Because that
That would
was
be really
super dope
cool.
how they just intertwined like the whole story with the songs that they were performing. Like that was really, really nice.
Yes. You
Um,
know, I want to see like okay, back to like that whole circus sort of like performance element. I want to see you just kind of like literally just popped up in my mind like where you like we see like these people acting or whatever, but maybe like while she's singing, you have somebody that looks like Beyonce, kind of like playing her or something like that. I don't
mhm.
know, like something. I just want to see kind of be like out there and just like you said, elevated, like just transformative.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's good.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna happen. I don't know what she's cooking up, but I'm sure it's gonna be iconic.
yeah, she cooking
But there
something.
has been some missteps now. Album is great, but there has been some missteps. And one of them, I'm gonna say is, did you see the denim jacket that she just released? The Cowboy Carter denim jacket?
Mm-mm.
It's hideous. It is hideous. And it's $300.
Oh,
And I'm confused because it would make sense for you to do a denim collection with Levi.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, girl, get into it. Like, let's get to it. Let's get. I mean, the album's doing great. You don't have to do much marketing, but if you're really gonna tap into it, like tap into it. Like Levi would gladly do a denim collection with Beyonce, like a Cowboy Carter type of denim collection. Like people are gonna be looking
Absolutely.
for looks for this tour. If there is gonna be a tour, like I just think it makes sense. So I would like for there to be more like connections around different brands and branding,
Yeah, like that are
different
like really
collaborations.
aligned. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the jacket right now. I just pulled it up and it can't be this. I'm looking, it's on Beyonce.com. It can't be this one
Yeah.
that got the 713 patch in the back.
Yeah.
Oh
Hideous.
wow. Oh
Hideous.
wow.
Like, girl,
Oh
get the girls
wow.
on the line. Like, you don't even have to use your resources. Like, get the girls on the line and let's really take it there. Like,
Even like what's his name? You know who I'm talking about. He has I don't he is he based in Harlem, or I might be thinking of Brandon, but it's the other guy. He has denim line. What is his name? He makes really nice like denim jackets,
ooh.
jeans. We both have like talked about him before. It'll come to me. It'll
Has
probably be off.
he dressed anybody recently that I would know? Harlem denim.
Nah, it's not, no. Well, see, I would say take out the Harlem part, because with the Harlem part, I was thinking Brandon Murphy. But it's not. It's not Brandon Murphy. It's I can't think of his name right now, but he makes denim jackets and but like really nice quality, like very like nice fit.
Hmm.
When you see like I'll send it to you like off air, you'd be like, oh my god, yeah, 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 him. But like even like brands like that, like
Yeah. Hmm.
again, Levi would have been like obviously that would have been so cool.
Yeah, that's like a
But just to see it, like even hats, like
yeah.
hats would have been really cool to tap into.
Yeah. Like I
Um,
love the custom Louis Vuitton suit that they did for the second cover of W magazine. Did you see it?
yeah, I did.
And it had like the Louis Vuitton cowboy hat, like that was sickening. Like all the cowboy hats she's have been wearing have been sickening. And they have all been
Yeah,
custom made for her. So I think she should tap into that too. And if
yeah,
we're
because that
also
would be
talking about,
sick.
yeah, and if we're also talking about denim, if you want to do it on a more like elevated level, tap Y Project on the shoulder. Like we can
Mm-hmm.
really
There you go.
with it. We can really play with it.
There you go. Now
So
that would have been fire. That would have been
yeah,
really, really
like,
fire.
and I hope she's
Um,
pulling, some of those looks because the Louis Vuitton is cute, but like, there's more to tap into and pull from. So
there
let's
is,
get into it.
and I think especially seeing as how when it comes to the fashions, she is taking more risk and being more or has been more daring. So I think a brand like Y Project would align with that sort of like risk taking, or just like kind of like out there sort of vibe, or less traditional when it comes to how denim is usually like worn or displayed.
Hmm.
And she could have had a lot of fun with that. I agree. Because I'm looking at I had not seen this jacket until right now, and so I'm very confused, and I'm looking at the price, and I just don't understand. But
Yes, a no for me. Definitely a no for me.
also think a scent would have been cool. Like I know she had her first scent, but like
Which was also a chop.
I know, but like a scent that was kind of played off more like, you know, Western or American, kind
Yeah.
of like, a little, maybe a little, I don't know what those notes might look like,
Hmm.
but that would have been kind of something cool too to see.
Yeah, I
Not the
just
Cowboy Carter jacket.
yeah, that was just girl, what is that? What is
Oh
that? I don't
my
like that.
god.
I also hope that she does kind of like how she did with Lemonade, where she performed it at so many award shows, where she performed a different song from the album at like different
Mm,
award shows. So I hope she takes that route too, because all of these songs I think deserve some type of reverence. And it's like a lot of times that's it. That's how she gets the people too. Like when she performs it, you're like, oh, okay, I get it now.
mm-hmm.
So I think she should
Mm-hmm.
kind of like go to all these different award shows and just do her whole circuit and perform all of these songs. and wake the people up, because this is also like, this is a listening experience, and whether you like it or not, once you listen to it, it's definitely going to give you an experience. And a lot of people are just not doing that. You're doing a quick single here and there, then you have to put out another single 2 months later. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
it's not being ingested the way that it used to be. And I think that even with Renaissance is something you play from beginning to end.
Beginning
And
to
a
end.
lot of music artists today do not have the skill to execute music in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm hoping that she's inspiring artists to elevate their work as well, because I'm ready to get back to the talent. I'm tired of the viral girlies getting careers,
Yeah.
and it's fun for 3 months and then we like on to the next. Like, I want people in the industry who have longevity, who
Mm-hmm.
actually want to do this, who actually have the skill and the eye to know how to maneuver music and to change people's lives, because music is transformative. And I think
Mm-hmm.
people forget that. And this album is just very, very transformative for me.
I think too, like the attention span of people is it's going down as the days go by.
Yeah,
But
that's
you
so
have
scary too.
it is very scary. But when you have like artists like Beyonce that know how to make an album from top to bottom that flows and that is very, very, very flowy. Like it flows right. The first track flows into the second one, and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
It helps with that. But like you said, when you have so many of the artists that are like just doing the viral moments or the this can be hot on TikTok and they're doing it for those reasons, it doesn't help in that
Hmm.
area, especially when it comes to people's attention span. It's like, oh yes, 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 and then we move right along to the next one, or even with just the artist in general. It's like, oh yeah, hey, and then we move right on to the next one because the quality is just
Yeah,
it's not there.
it's just
It's
not
not there.
there. I
And that's one
love,
thing I will say that is a great, it's a high quality album.
absolutely. And I love that she went and grabbed the greats. Like, Linda Martell is one thing, Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton is something else
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
To like
Mm-hmm.
have Willie Nelson narrate your album, that is putting your dick
Yeah,
on
that's
the
fire.
table.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that is very much iconic. And then Dolly Parton, like, not only did you remake Jolene, also featured her on the interlude, and you featured her on Tyrant. Like,
Exactly.
you really went in with the grace, which is also like tapping into that revenge. Like, I'm working with the top of the top in the country
Yeah.
genre. I'm not
Yeah.
playing with you bitches no more. Do not play with me. Do not disrespect me. Do not make me feel a Southern girl, a black Southern girl from Texas, does not belong in
Right.
this space. When if you look at my entire career, it has always, that Western country influence has always been there. From the way that she
Always.
dresses, to
Yep.
the way that she sings, to the way that she, like, even the way that she carries herself, like, it's very like Southern
Southern
Belle-ish.
Belle.
Like, it's always been there. So for y'all to like
Yeah.
try to like gatekeep me out of it because of my skin color, like, bitch, absolutely not. It's a wrap on that.
But
It's a
see,
wrap.
the reason why I like when artists do shit like this, where you do have people that are like, oh, like you should not. I like to see artists move like this because I myself move like that, But I like to see it because it gets back to the root, and not only am I going to get
Hmm.
back to the root, I'm going to elevate it even way more than how I was even doing it before
Exactly.
because that happens so much in so many different arenas and so many different areas
Yeah.
in life where it's like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
this is just who I am and what I've been doing. You took it, you stole it, you made
Hmm.
it mainstream, and then when I come back, and I'm like, hey, I'm still here.
Right.
You gotta like, I don't, I never understood that, but I like when artists, or people in general are like, no, this is mine and my people's, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
rock with it, and I'm gonna,
Hmm. And that's
so
the
I,
thing, like, in different creative industries, for us as Black creatives, like, that happens quite a bit.
yeah,
And you have to like have the reverence to like push through that. And I think them trying to gatekeep just kind of like it's offensive and you can be mad about it, but I think using it as motivation to like go harder is where
Mm-hmm.
the magic is for us as Black
Mm-hmm.
creatives. And I think we should keep harnessing that. Like, you want to keep me out of this space? I'm going to show you that I'm going to make it impossible for you to do so. Impossible.
Impossible. Literally impossible. And I'm also I'm gonna elevate it in a way that you didn't even think of because you're not original.
Right.
So
Exactly.
you're then going to be still in that, you know.
Exactly.
And I did like when she said that, you know, it's not a country album, it's a Beyonce album, and
Exactly.
you know, and it shows it shows very much so that it is a Beyonce album, and she, you know, she put her foot in it. She
Yeah.
did a great thing, you know. And like I said, even with me, like not like listening to it as much as I did with Renaissance, but being in the music phase that I am in right now, but I recognize greatness, and this is a great body of work. I think it's
Yeah.
a great body of work.
Think
Exactly.
about the two hands to heaven trend going on right now. When I cannot escape it, and I just
That
like
lady scares me.
I'm
Something
telling
about that
you,
lady.
she is a bit loony. She is a bit loony, but it's just like the way that it is taken off like fucking wildfire. That shit is crazy.
Oh my god! It is, and you know what's so funny? I like it is. It I'm. You see, you can't escape it.
Yeah,
You
you
cannot
can.
escape it.
Like
Oh my
immediately when I
god!
open up TikTok, it's like the first 10 videos is everybody doing the trend. And
Yes.
then you go on Twitter, they done took the TikTok videos and took them to Twitter, even Instagram. Like I went to Drea Kelly's Instagram last night because I was like, how is she reacting to all of this? And of course she's posted it in her stories
oh
and
my
like laughing at
gosh!
it. But if Beyonce does that when she performs the song, I am going to fall out because that is hilarious to me. That is
That would
so
actually
hilarious to
be
me.
that would be great. That would be absolutely great.
Because
I
Drea
feel like
Kelly
Beyonce
is
is one of those like she's half and half. She might give you a little bit of wit, or she might be dead ass serious and not acknowledge that.
right,
But
right, right.
but I hope she plays into her witty side and gives us a little fun.
Yeah, I
because
hope so. Because I mean, I've been
that
getting a bit of that from her from this era so far. Like
mm-hmm,
her doing an
mm-hmm.
album signing in Japan. I was like,
Yes.
oh, you were back outside like you used to be. That's cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like you're letting the fans talk to you and dance for you. Like, you know, you're not just signing something and like going to the next, like you're actually spending time
Right.
with people who support you. And I think I haven't seen that from her in a very, very long
It's
time.
been a long time. It's
Yeah.
been a long time.
Yeah.
But that I mean, I feel like that's something that she got away from, and a lot of artists got away from that. But it is one of those recipes that will always work it will always work when you connect with your fan base on a intimate level.
Yeah.
It's always going to work. Yes, we had the, you know, COVID-19 and the this and the social distancing and all that stuff that may have really like, you know, altered what that looks like. And then even
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, years after, you know, whatever, it has artists being a little more cautious and careful. But that is a formula that will always work.
Yeah.
Always.
Agreed.
Relatability, it will help boost so much. You know, I look at artists like even like just like for Rihanna, for instance. While we might not have got music for her, she's still been in that field. She's
Yeah.
gonna be at the Fenty events and the Sephora events and so
Very
on and
tapped
so
into her
forth.
audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to see Beyonce, who child, we ain't had a Beyonce interview, like a real interview in 15 years, you know what I'm saying? So to see
Right.
to see her, you know, in that space, it's like, yeah, you know, like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. So, you know,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's
And
definitely
that's a
exciting.
gem. That's a creative gem to know how to interact and tap into your audience is
Mm-hmm.
very essential to the creative process. I know like and not from a capitalistic standpoint, from just like an intentional standpoint. When you're like creating a
Yes.
project and you want to make who you want to interact and how you want people to interact with this project to really be at the forefront of whatever project that is. Like Shai said in the beginning, when he is designing this restaurant, he wants the patron that comes in to feel immersed in the space that he's creating. Like the
Yes.
customer is at the forefront, and that's kind of, you don't want it to be all about how other people are going to interact with it because it is your art at the end of the day, but you don't want to forget that important element of it because it's very important.
Exactly.
It's very important.
Yes. I agree. It is very important. But like top of the top artists do. They do it in a way where it's like, and I'm going to say we, and I'm including both of us in that, where we get it. At this project's core, it is me. You have me, right? But there, even if it's just a small thought, or small detail that involves others and how they may perceive this, how they're going to use this, those attentions, that attention to those details, that is going to catapult your idea, your product into like realms that are unimaginable because it matters. Like you have to remove yourself from, or what I'm seeing is that I've got to remove myself sometimes, or like having my own, like my perspective be the only one for something. Like, no, wait a minute. I got to envision this in someone else's hands, in someone else's living room and so on and so forth.
And what their experience is going to be with it. Like that makes me think of Serena Williams just released a makeup line in collaboration with Ulta, right? And the market with celebrity skincare, makeup is very oversaturated. And Serena's is no different than the rest of them. They're like that green tennis ball color. But other than that, it's not different. And I'm thinking, you're Serena Williams. If you were going to release a makeup line, why not gear it towards an audience that play sports like tennis, to where this makeup is sweat proof or this makeup is enduring for women, men in sports?
Yes.
Like, you missed the entire point. Tap into your audience.
Yes.
Like even when she released some clothing line a minute ago. You're not a fashion girly. And quit doing stuff just because you can.
But see the crazy part about it is that had she, okay, you want to tap into fashion, but had you tapped into more of that athletic wear and played on when you were playing and how, you were styled and, how she had like, very like fun outfits on the tennis court. If you kind of like draw from that, it becomes more believable. Yeah. Because we see it like, oh yeah, okay. Because she was, because again, there were moments where she was on, and I'm just now really seeing them. Even with like the beads and stuff like that. Like,
they are trendsetters on the tennis court. Her and Venus were trendsetters on the tennis court. And I would like for her to tap
why you
more
wouldn't tap into that.
Yeah.
That what you just said about the makeup and like how it's like, good for like playing sports or like it's sweat proof. That would have been so smart. Yeah. That would have been so freaking smart.
It's just the girls are doing stuff just because they can, and I just don't be understanding sometimes.
With Miley Cyrus being on this album.
Oh, let's talk about it.
It kind of reminded me of just like Miley Cyrus, like just as an artist. And I went back to listen to The Climb on like repeat, and I was crying in the car.
That's all.
I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. Hold on. Why does she eat this like this? Why is this girl ministering to me like this right now?
Because that's like, a country vocal down.
She
held her own with Beyonce. She held her own.
And I was like, oh,
she
did. She did.
Don't play with her.
Yeah, I promise you. I went back to listen to The Climb, and I also listened to Party USA and a few other things, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. She has a song on Bangers called Rooting for My Baby.
Oh my, don't.
And it's the best song on Bangers, and it's very like country rooted. Like that's Molly's bag is country for sure.
My roommate, who is now one of my best friends in college, listened to the Bangers album, but that song in particular on repeat so much
Yeah.
So much rooting for my baby. Oh my god, you just brought back a memory. You don't even know.
Listen,
I'm about to
I'm
listen
definitely
to
gonna
that when I
tap
get off
into
this.
that.
Me
Exactly.
too. Look, I'm literally gonna play that when we get off because that is about to take me back so far. Oh my
Yeah, that
god!
was a time, child. Well, let's get
Wow.
out of here so we can listen to Rooting for My
Okay.
Baby. On that
Okay.
note, as we say at the end of every show, leave here empty.
Yes, leave here empty.
Yeah, and just a reminder that the episodes will be released on Wednesdays on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and on Thursday it will be released on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at the Creative Creative Pod. You can follow Shy at Why So Shy 555 on Instagram, Twitter. You can follow me at Mars.Orbit on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, all that good jazz. All of
Yes.
this information will also be tagged in the description of the video, so be sure to tap into that. Have a great week. Continue creating, stay in alignment, and we will see you next week.
Yes. See y'all
Bye.
later. Thank you.